it is possible. So I think we are live. 1, 2, 3. All right. Great evening, day, or whatever time it is to everybody out here in the world. Hope you are well here. Brother Dre here, live on YouTube with my main man, Terrence. What up, T?
Hey, what's going on, Andre? How you doing?
Doing great. Doing great. Terrence is one of our star-studded alumni. He comes back and shares some game every now and then with the people, and it keeps me posted on all his wonderful progress. And he is located in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's correct.
Nashville, Tennessee. All right, T. So you you a record breaker, dude. You had a $10,000 appointment.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. First of all, congrats on that. Can you give us the breakdown? What kind of service? What kind of company? And then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, so I started processing apostilles here in Nashville, Tennessee in 2019. I was one of the first ones to break in the market locally, as well as fingerprinting services, thanks to the Mobile Notary Business School. That's how I actually learned the business model back in 2018. Since then, we've incorporated under a different banner so that we can offer multiple different services in a unique way. This customer in particular came from our apostille service in the past. Actually, it was the first $3,000 notary assignment that I got.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, which we spoke on briefly last time that you had me on. So that's how this person in particular got back a hold of me, given the situation. And we were able to take care of them again this year. So I believe last time we actually processed apostilles for them. And from there, we actually had a few other notary appointments here and there. I don't think we did fingerprinting services for them. However, we eventually got the chance to go back out this year and process some notary assignments for them.
Sweet. All right. So how did the service come up to $10,000?
Yeah, so we processed, like I said, they were my first $3,000 sale customer that came from expedited apostille services on a extreme case scenario. And so it turns out, unfortunately, their papers got rejected, not because of anything that we did, but the country they're going to is a small island, and there was a bit of an international dispute, so they weren't able to go there. So they had to change islands, and this island in particular had a wild requirement. I mean, something I've never actually heard of before. So they reached back out to me and was like, "Hey, T, I need I need a lot of documents processed, not for apostilles, but was for notaries in particular." And I think Prost did about a little bit over 200 notary stamps for them. So that's how that eventually increased the price, because I charge per document. That's my initial fee. So yeah, we had to do a little bit over 200 notary stamps, and that was the most I've ever done.
Okay. Now, when you told them the price, what did they say?
You know, I didn't quote them initially. I performed the service as I always do. I gave them a heads up because of the insane requirement that this island requested. I told them towards the end, hey, by the way, I charge these types of fees. This is kind of general ballpark of what you're looking at. And he understood because we did 225 notary stamps. So I told him it's going to be up there in the price. And he just said, hey, don't even tell me. He just handed me the card and he said, process it. And when we processed it, he got the notification. He said, holy moly.
That is funny. That is funny. And shout out to your lovely mother. Your mom is in the chat. Shout out to mama.
Hey, what's up, Mom? And shout out to my dad as well, too. I know I didn't give him a shout out last time. Gotta give him a shout out. What's up, Mom?
Shout to mom, shout to dad. All right. So yeah, the go-to client. So people are scared, T. People are scared to charge. They're scared to charge up front. They're just scared, bro. A lot of people have limited beliefs. And I'm so glad that people come on because they don't just hear me talking about my success. They hear you guys talking about your success. My man Ben says, congratulations, my man Ben. That's a friend of mine. He's a new notary as well. So people have limitations. It's a few things that I hear a lot. Who's going to pay this kind of money? I hear that a lot. Why would they pay me? Then they say, well, I wouldn't pay. Why would somebody pay me? What do you say to those objections?
You know, you're not sitting in the seat of the person that needs the service. So you don't really know what they have to work with. My philosophy is that really, you know, in regards to this type of service, the type of clients that we have are very high profile. So they have the funds to, you know, to pay for the service. And a lot of these guys are paying for the convenience of not having to do this on their own or to have a legit professional who's knowledgeable in this field to do it. And in my experience, I've been learning continuously every day that the people that's willing to pay is for the people that knows their stuff. And luckily, I know my stuff. I do a lot of research on my own. I'm a bit of a nerd. I put my head in the books and I learn to educate myself because I want my customers to be educated as well, too.
And I tell people this, you correct me if I'm wrong or if you have a different take, feel free to add it. If you sound confident over the phone, that's 80% of the deal being given to you right there. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Yeah, I was even agree with that percentage because a lot of times just having the authority in your voice is enough to transfer that feeling of confidence to that next person. And that confidence is going to allow them to pay that price.
So when people enroll, sometimes they start right away. Sometimes they chill. But here's what happens sometimes is I tell them, yo, this is going to work if you follow A through G steps. A through G steps, this is going to work. Make sure you're studying the material so you're ready for the calls. They do some steps. They somehow don't believe me, I think. They get the calls. Now they're panicking. Now they're frantic. I don't know what to do. I'm like, I told you, it's like right there. Oh, but I don't know what to do. I just got a call. Help me. How can somebody take proactive steps to ensure that they feel confident when the call comes in?
You know, a big portion of that is script rehearsal. Script and practicing it in the mirror and believing in yourself that you are worth that value.
Say that part again.
Yeah, believing your worth and your value. People pay for what they get, and you can pay for a high level service, or you can pay for a low level service. And the general public will pay for the low barrel, you know, bottom of the barrel type services they can get with it. A case in point, I had a lady that called me today. I don't know if she called me through the fingerprinting or the apostle brand, but she wanted to get a notary ASAP, as soon as possible. I told her, hey, well, you know, I'll cut you a break. I got a notary appointment at 11:30 or 11 today. I can probably squeeze you in 11:45. Hey, let's go ahead and do it for $60. She said, no, thank you. I have somebody at 12 p.m. that's going to do it for $15. I said, well, you should go to him then. Because I'm not leaving my house for anything under $50. That's for sure. And usually it's for not anything under 75.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I usually charge for fingerprinting. So yeah.
And is that per card or how do you do it for fingerprinting?
It's usually generally between 75 to 125, depending on if they need me really quickly. And I also charge additionally for each card. So on an average, it's usually between about 125 to 150 at times. I was going buku crazy a few years ago and charging them $200 for same day service fee.
You got to the chicken.
They paying for $75 for the fingerprint and $200 for the actual convenience, but people were paying. They were paying.
People were paying. Okay. Pricing, services. What have you been averaging a month? So now we're at almost at the end of April. I know January you did 12. How did you do in February, March? And I don't know if you know your April numbers so far.
Actually, in January, we hit 10K.
Nice.
Yeah, it was more around 10 or 11.
Okay, cool.
The past couple months, we've been at a steady about 7 to 6. I have a
Nice.
few new competitors in town for both fingerprinting and apostille processing. So that affected my numbers a little bit, but not greatly. This month right now, we're at about, I want to say 12,500 right now for the month of April. And it's actually going to consistently, I've been averaging, I would say roughly between 6,000 to 7,000 a month since 2022.
Man. I love it. I love it. Repeat business. So one of the things I like about this industry so much is the high volume of repeat business. So it's easy to turn down jobs when someone's offering you $15 because I know that a call is going to come in for 200 or 150 or 125 or 2,000. And that a lot of companies are going to need us on a repeat basis. What's the key to getting repeat business?
Being professional and transferring the feeling that you really know what you're talking about, that you are the professional and you are the one that deserves the dollar that they're willing to pay. And having a specialized skill. My skills being able to almost like, I've noticed with my clients, if you can make them laugh, you build a lot more trust. And I don't know why. It's kind of interesting, really. But being able to have a good sense of humor, letting things just shake, just brush it off the shoulder type of deal. I've noticed people are more willing to spend money with you just because you have that. And that shows an air of confidence as well, too.
Humor is a big deal. Yeah, humor is a big deal. So I know you answered this before last time you were here, but if you don't mind saying it again, why do you focus on apostille services and fingerprinting as your main services to offer?
I love high ticket value items, and I also like consistent business. I used to work at a place called. We learned you have to have a certain dollar value every hour. So our goal was to sell $50 an hour worth of tea, etc. So our average ticket usually to aim for about $75 every hour if we want more hours on the schedule. So that created the hustle mentality in me. And I love making money. A spam caller called me like 15 or about 30 minutes ago. I answered and said, "Hello, this is Money talking." So I love apostilles because they're high ticket items, and people that need the apostilles are in a position to pay those high rates. And then, of course, you got other companies that's willing to charge 75. I don't understand why people aren't charging more. There's a lady that I am good friends with, and she charges double what I charge.
She charges double what you charge.
Huh?
She charges double what you charge.
Yeah, I was like, how you do that? I love to know that secret sauce. But it's in the value. Value added sales is what's really going to drive your numbers up, and having the confidence to say it.
So this is going to sound offensive. If you guys can bear with me for a second, I hope you don't take it personal. A lot of us in our community didn't have a ton of money, right? It's just the numerical stats. When you are poor and or broke for a long time, you often think that nobody has money.
Yeah.
Because you're often around people who are poor and or broke. Then they hear people like us talking about these numbers. They're like, well, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. If you don't get it, totally fine. But you got to realize that somebody is getting it. Now you have to realize that you are worthy to get it because somebody is. Have you seen any benefit in dealing with cheap customers who didn't want to pay, or have you seen any benefit to customers who haggle you on your price and to service those customers who don't want to pay your initial fee? Have you seen any pros to that? You hear me, T?
Yeah, can you hear me? Somebody's calling me.
Yeah. I hear you now. Yeah. I was asking, have you seen any pros to being the cheapest price person? Have you seen any pros to that?
No pros because especially in this industry, people will cut you short if they can. And if you cut yourself short, how many times are people going to cut you short? And when is too low? If you charge 175 for an apostle, they're going to try to get you for 125. When's it going to end? You know? So I value charging higher rates just because in my experience in sales learning, you're supposed to start high and then go low if you need to, but you should present yourself accordingly so that you don't even, so it's not even a question in their mind. That's the secret sauce, in my opinion. And everybody should have that mentality because it keeps the market competitive, you know? And if we're all just doing 125 for apostilles, then shoot, man, nobody's going to get up to $400, $500, $600 sales, you know? So it's that air of confidence has to be there. I had a little difficulty at first, but I chose your apostille brand first because I saw $250. And all I said was, shoot, man, if I get 4 of those in a week, it's not a matter of if I will, it's a matter of how will I get that.
Bingo. And for anyone who's still stuck in the low price area, do it. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get higher cancellations because the person who's going to want to pay you $20 instead of $120, they're still looking for 15. They're still looking for 10. So you're going to get people who are canceling on you at a higher rate, and you're going to get no-shows. No-shows and cancellations. No-shows and cancellations. And there is nothing more annoying than when you didn't want to charge that rate anyway, and then they still dumped on you. Have you ever been there?
Early on, you know, the lowest I've charged was $195 for an apostille. And that's because it was winter time in my first year, really half year. And I didn't get as many requests as I thought. And I got a little shaky. Maybe I won't do 250, maybe 195 is okay. And they did it. But I could have charged probably at least like 300 for the services. And I missed out on an additional 125, 115, you know, just because I refused to believe that they would be willing to spend it. And they absolutely will.
In your language, what is an apostille?
An apostille, it is, I always simplify it down as a international notary. It's a French word. It means certification. And when you understand the process, you start to really understand it's a security measure for countries. So it is a international notary, and you should definitely charge it as such.
International notary should definitely charge it as such. Terrence, I appreciate the game. Thank you for hopping on last minute with us. Any advice to our new people?
Trust and believe in the system that you purchase for. Know that your money isn't in vain. Study the course word for word, T to T. Do exactly what the course says, and you'll reap the benefits, because it's not just me that's benefiting from the knowledge. I first bought my course in 2018, officially launched in 2019, and I even regret not starting, because like I said, I took the course in 2018, and I lacked the confidence to start. It took me a whole year. To start. Yeah. So if I would have started in 2018, I'd be a lot better off. My numbers may be 250,000, if I had started early. Luckily, I caught on real quick and was like, let me get the ball rolling. But invest in yourself, read, study, and master your script, because that's what's going to help you close the deal. And I remember one thing I took from your class, Andre, was you better have your numbers right, because when they call you in the hot seat, if you got they're already losing confidence. Yeah, drop that thing on the rip.
I call the same way as approaching the woman at the bar, right? So two guys approach her. Let's even say one of the guys is better looking, right? He's more her type, right? But he's like, okay, well, here's my number. Call me when you're free. Opposed to the guy who might be a little overweight, not her ideal type, but good looking enough. But he says, I love the way you are wearing that dress. Hey, look, give me your number. I'm gonna take you out on Saturday. I'll even give you an Uber Black. I'll even give you Uber Black to your door to pick you up. We're gonna have a great night. Wear comfortable shoes. What's your number? I'll text you right now. Let's lock it in. Who's gonna get the chick?
Oh man, he is the gentleman that even got the Uber. Oh man, he closed the deal. He closed the deal. He's about to win.
He closed the deal because he exuded confidence and he acted like he deserved to be there. So when you act like you deserve to be there, and if you think about how you spend money, you spend money with the most confident person.
I think about the people at the mall, at the kiosks, and there are certain groups of people who have that hustle mentality. I remember this guy when I worked in Tivana down in San Antonio, and there was this guy. He was hustling cookies. I mean, he was hustling. He was like, hey, man, don't forget to get your girl cookie, man. Come on, don't be cheap, man. Get her 2 or 3. You bet he turned around and bought him and his girl and his mom some cookies.
He rocked out. Yeah. So sales becomes a habit, right? So, and I'm not a salesperson where I could sell you a pen if I don't sell pens. That's not really my jam. But I can sell what I sell. I can sell what I sell at a high level because I believe in it and I've done it. And once people realize how important they are and that people need you and want you, everything opens up. So I had I believe named Angela who enrolled with us. Was it November, December? And she listened. She friggin' listens. Her first appointment out the gate, I think she charged $250 or $300 for a estate plan. I was like, bang, bingo. After that, it's hard to go down.
You can say that again. You really, man.
Oh man, Anthony's your cousin.
He is, yeah.
Shout out to Anthony and Hamika.
Oh, Hakima. Swahili for wisdom. That's one of my closest friends. Knew him for 20 years, and I also got Hakima tattooed on my back.
Oh, dope. Are they from Kenya or Uganda?
What's that?
Are they from Kenya or Uganda?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But we're very spiritually and historically aware people. And
nice.
Man, we kind of branded ourselves the Hakima brothers back when we were like 16 years old.
Oh, dope. Wow.
Hakima is Swahili for wisdom. So that's why we try to rep, being knowledgeable and men of wisdom.
I dig it. How old are you?
I'm 32, gonna be 33 at the end of this year.
32 at 30, yeah. And last year, I believe you clocked in about 109,000, was it?
Yeah, it was about 110. Depending on loose cash here and there.
Yeah. I love it, man. You always come through with great energy. I'm very proud of your success. And I was telling someone the other day that like a lot of younger brothers, for some reason, a lot of younger brothers, I don't like to use the word follow, but support what I do, right? Yeah. And I'm so amazed, and I just happy to see when I say younger, like 20, I'm 42, right? So 25 to 35 is kind of like younger to me. And the progress that like you guys are making is just tremendous. My man Knowledge, I don't know if you saw the video with Knowledge, he did 100,000 in a month last month.
Ooh.
Yeah, he did 100,000 in a month. He has 14 people answering phones.
Wow.
All over the world. I think people in Jamaica, Philippines, all over the world. Yeah, he's doing notary jobs in Canada.
Oh wow, really?
He's middleman jobs in Canada.
Mr. International.
He's international, but he's a younger guy like you. He's 27. He's 27, younger guy like you. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate the time, Brother Terrence. If you guys haven't yet, rock out with our 5-day workshop coming up May 6th through the 10th. May 6th through the 10th. Go to thenotaryschool.com. And listen to T. He kept it simple. He followed the script. He expanded. How you gonna spend the money?
What's that?
How you gonna spend that 10,000?
You know, I'm reinvesting it. I'm trying to take this 10,000, make it 100. You know, I love free money. So, I have a new partnership in the works to help my brand go statewide for the state of Tennessee. So I'm investing in that.
Wow.
I'm also going international with a Portuguese law firm. They're going to actually they're going to put our brand on their website, and we're going to recommend people that we process apostilles for to help them get their visas there. That should bring in a insane amount of volume. So ooh. I'm spending the money on getting more business through like map citations, SEO, marketing, probably even get a few commercials on the website, so that will come right back to me. And I'm saving at least 50% of that as well too. My goal is to have a nice, good cushion and savings for my business, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. So, you know, eventually I'm gonna get some golds, some silver as well too, and just kind of build my own reserves. So I'm starting with a nice clean slate, but I still got to invest it as well too. I'm not interested in spending it, you know,
love it.
You know, giving it away. I got to have that money come right back.
He's going to turn that 10 into 100. Let us know when you do, Brother T. Shout out to Terrence's wonderful family and friends. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Mom, Dad, and the whole crew. I'll see you soon, Pimpin'.
Sounds good. Take care, Andre. Right. Thanks for having me.
Peace.